All right, let's talk about one of the most common, and let's be honest, one of the most annoying problems you can have in your home, a broken toilet. In this explainer, we're going to break down all the warning signs, the hidden costs, and of course, the best way to get it fixed if you live in the Gatineau area.
So let me ask you this simple question. You might think that weird sound your toilet makes is just a cork, but what if I told you it could be actively draining your bank account, drip by drip, every single day?
Okay, so let's get into those telltale signs. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those sounds in the middle of the night that make you wonder, what is going on with the plumbing?
Yeah, these are the big ones. That constant hissing sound of water that just never seems to stop. Or a flush that's just weak, with no power behind it. Worse yet, finding a puddle of water forming at the base. Yikes. Even a loose rocking toilet or a tank that takes forever to fill are major red flags. If any of this sounds familiar, believe me, you are not alone.
But here's the good news. Even though these problems are super frustrating, the truth is, for a plumber who really knows their stuff, these are usually straightforward fixes. The key, though, is to catch them before they turn into a much bigger deal.
And this is exactly why it's so important to act fast. We're not just talking about an annoying sound anymore. We're talking about real, measurable costs, both in wasted money and potential damage to your home.
Okay, check out this number because it is wild. A single toilet that runs constantly can waste over 6,000 gallons of water in just 1 month. To put that into perspective, that's like flushing it hundreds of times a day for no reason at all.
And this really says it all, doesn't it? It is, quite literally, like taking cash and just flushing it right down the drain. Every single one of those wasted drops shows up on your water bill.
And it gets worse than just a high water bill. A leak at the base of your toilet is a serious problem. That water can seep under your tiles or vinyl, rotting out the flooring and the subfloor. And believe me, fixing that kind of structural damage is incredibly expensive.
Okay, so we've seen the problem, we understand the risks. Let's talk about the solution. For anyone living in the Outaouais region, the answer is a local one.
You know, this really highlights a huge difference. When you call a big national chain, it's easy to feel like you're just another number in their system. But when you call a local company like Plombier Gatineau, you're calling people who live and work right here. You're basically calling your neighbors for help.
And when we say local, we mean it. They're all over the place. They cover every part of Gatineau, Hull, Aylmer, Buckingham, and they go up into the Gatineau Hills to places like Chelsea, Wakefield, and Cantley. They're truly serving the entire National Capital Region.
Look, letting someone into your home to do repairs is a big deal. Trust is absolutely everything. So let's quickly look at the kind of credentials that actually protect you and your biggest investment.
This right here is what you want to see. That RBQ license means they're officially recognized and regulated by Quebec. Being a member of the CMMTQ means they belong to the Professional Organization for Master Plumbers, so they're held to a high standard. Plus, with over 12 years of hands-on experience and full insurance, you can rest easy knowing you're completely protected.
And hey, the numbers really do speak for themselves. A 4.9-star rating is just fantastic, especially when it's based on over 5,000 completed jobs. That kind of track record tells you everything you need to know about their work.
And it all comes down to these core promises. They believe in honesty, which means you get your price up front, with no surprise fees later. They guarantee quality workmanship, so it's done right the first time. And they respect your home, which means they always clean up after the job is done.
So you have a problem? You give them a call. What happens then? Well, the whole idea is to make the repair process as simple and stress-free as it can possibly be.
Let's walk through it. First, they diagnose the actual problem, not just the symptom. Then, they figure out exactly which parts are needed and they only use high-quality stuff. The expert repair comes next, but they don't leave yet. They test and verify everything to make sure it's working perfectly. And it all wraps up with a complete cleanup. It's a professional process from start to finish.
And here's one of the best parts, especially when you've got a leak. Because they keep their trucks stocked with common parts, most toilet repairs can be finished the very same day you call them. No waiting around.
So the solution is really, really simple. A toilet that works perfectly is just one phone call away. The number for Plombier Gatineau is right there on your screen.
And that leaves us with one last important question. Now that you've seen how a small, annoying leak can turn into a huge waste of money and even cause major damage to your house, why would you wait? Getting it fixed now can save you so much trouble down the road.